Thank you for coming to another one of our Fat Girl Talk interviews. Today we're interviewing one of our subscribers, Cherub, and would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Cherub. I'm 19. I'm a blogger.
First question I have is, have you been fat your whole life, or did you start putting weight on at like a certain period or anything like that?
For the most part, I've just been like fat my whole life. I mean, there was only like probably maybe a couple years of my life where I was like, when I was like maybe 5 or 6, where I was like kind of small, but I wasn't really that small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So basically, I just always been fat.
me too. So did you have any like aha moment or any specific situation where you can remember where you just started to accept your body and, go through the process of like the journey of self-love and stuff like that? Do you have any specific moment?
I mean, like, I think it was like when I started finding just different blogs on Tumblr where like body acceptance, all of that kind of stuff. I just like started like because I don't know if this is weird now, but I didn't know that like confidence existed before that because I wasn't really taught that kind of stuff. So like
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, oh, I can do this. I'm gonna. This just sounds like great. You know what I'm saying? I can have confidence and stuff. So I started like going through the journey of trying to just like get that, and it took a while. I'm not gonna lie, like it took a long time, but like I feel like it was just like when I started like just posting pictures of myself. I was like, and eventually I just started seeing, oh well, I look nice and stuff. Like I was like, oh that's yeah. So it was kind of like that.
That's really cool. Do you think that's exactly how it is for me too? I wasn't really aware that you could be proud of your body at our size until, you know, Tumblr and whatnot. So I definitely can relate there. Do you feel like, how far do you feel you are in your self-love journey? Like, are you fully okay, or are you still struggling? I know we all have hard days, but do you feel like you accept your body totally now, or what's your experience with that?
I mean, I feel like for the most part I accept my body totally, but everybody has bad days. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I have days where like it's hard to accept like my body and stuff.
Definitely. A lot of the people that we've talked to in the past and in our discussions and interviews and stuff have talked about, the strong support systems that we've had from friends and family and stuff like that. And in the email, you said that that's not the same experience that you've had. So, what experience have you had as far as your support system and stuff, and your family's reaction to your body acceptance and your body?
A lot of my close family members aren't very like they weren't very accepting of my body, and but I did have like a somewhat good support system from like other people, just not like the super close family members.
Hmm. How did you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with them, and how does that make you feel and whatnot?
I mean, I used to like internalize a lot of it and like feel bad and stuff, but like anymore I'm just like, their opinion isn't necessarily the truth, doesn't mean that I look bad just because they feel that way, doesn't mean I'm bad because they feel like that, you know what I'm saying? That's their feelings, not the truth.
Definitely. And do you feel that that has affected like your self-love journey? Do you think that that's held you back or given you like determination to just, become okay with yourself?
I feel like it kind of it held me back a little bit, like it made it harder for me to like love myself, but also at the same time I feel like it made me want to love myself more and stuff.
And how do they feel about it now? Like, are they still judgmental of your body? Have they come to accept it? Like, is it something that you've discussed with them?
Sorry, that's my dog.
It's
Um,
okay.
but they have gotten better, a lot of the people, but I mean, I just like at this point, I mean, I'm like pretty far in like my self love. I don't really pay a lot of mind to what they have to say.
That's good. That's really good. Let's see. So before you said before Tumblr, you didn't realize that confidence was really an option, or being okay with your body was really an option. So do you feel like you noticed before that did you experience any discrimination based on your like body size and stuff like that, either like in trying to find a job or different things in school or anything like that, or just people in general? Did you notice that before your self-love journey?
I had a lot of negative like experiences at, and this is like mostly where my negative experiences were. I was really like discriminated against at the doctor's office and things like that. And I had people like, and this is kind of weird, but like I used to, when I was like in school, I was bullied, and I used to like, when I would fight back, like they would be like, oh, well, you're too big to be fighting back with those kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but they're fighting with me. So it was kind of this weird thing where where like, oh, I was the bad one, you know what I'm saying? But then like,
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, but that's not totally unusual. That's definitely not the first time that I've heard that. It's, something that I didn't experience a whole lot of bullying, but I definitely did hear that you're too big to, fight with these people or whatever. Like, because my size, even if we're the same age, makes you different or something, it's not, and it's not right. And since you started to accept your body and love yourself, have you noticed other people, like in your life in general, like maybe trying to find a job, do you notice people are maybe more discriminating or less now that you're more confident with your body? Like, what has your experience with that been?
I feel like being I feel like being more confident like has helped because like then I like you go like you go in with like a certain attitude. If you're confident, like you just have a certain attitude like when you like go in and get a job and stuff. You're not worried about, oh well, they might, you know what I'm saying, not want to hire me because of my body. You're like, oh well, I look good, I'm gonna go in here and like get this job, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know that on Tumblr, a lot of confident plus size or fat women get a lot of hate from people who are like offended by the fact that, not only by the fact that you're fat, but by the fact that you're fat and okay with that. So have you experienced a lot of that?
Definitely like recently I've experienced a lot of that. Like there's been a lot of people they'll just and it's mostly people that like their whole blog's dedicated to just like bothering fat people. And like that's pretty much like they've been like they'll reblog my photos. Like this girl today, I'm trying to think. She reblogged. I posted this photo and said, "Oh, my eyebrows look good today." She
They
reblogged
do.
it and said, "Yeah, thanks." She reblogged it and said, "Your eyebrows don't make up for the fact that you're fat." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What does that have to do with my eyebrows?" I'm like,
That's crazy. I don't understand people's need to intentionally bring people down. Like, there's no point to make that like your life. But your eyebrows do look good. I was thinking that, and I was gonna say something at the end, so I think it's really funny that, you know, that was brought up. But um, I don't understand people's need to try to bring people down for no reason. I mean, I know that a lot of the people who do this are either former fat people or people who are like so afraid of becoming fat. So it's like the thing that they fear. So that's why they feel that they need to go out and like be like, I'm afraid of this, so why do you love it? Or why are you happy with it? So,
"Yes,
but still, that's not an excuse.
I feel like I feel like we're kind of like in a way like we're making them confront that, so they're like upset about that."
Definitely, but they need to confront it. I mean, they need to. I think it can only be positive to see fat people who are confident, even if you're not fat, because a lot of times it's hard. People don't like to hear it, but they're like, um, you know, you're fat. How can you be happy with yourself? But if you're what everybody sees as bad and you're still happy with yourself, I think that that's kind of, a bit inspirational or motivational maybe to learn to love yourself regardless of what other people think of your body. So but I don't understand. I think it's definitely good that they're being confronted by that. So I guess that's kind of the more heavy stuff. Let's move on to like a little bit lighter, more fun and interesting stuff. So do you have any favorite like fat actresses, fat TV shows or characters or movies or anything? How do you feel about fat people in the media?
I have there's been like a couple. the one big fat like one big movie that has like fat characters that I think are awesome in it is Hairspray, probably. I can't think of like a lot of recent ones. I really like Melissa McCarthy and people like that, and Rebel Wilson and stuff. I don't see a whole lot though of like I don't see a whole lot of like fat actresses and stuff, but I mean, there's a couple that I like, and there's a couple movies that like where they're not portrayed as like comic relief and all that. But it's
Hmm.
pretty it's pretty rare to see right now.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's fun to see them more frequently, but I think that uh, a lot of times these days it's to like kind of fill a quota. Like I was watching Glee and there was a fat character and she was on there for like one season and then like and she was great and she was confident and she was awesome, but then she was gone. And I don't know if that's like how they wrote it in the show or if it was just like the actress's decision to leave or what happened with that. But it's nice to see like fat actresses and stuff like that. Um, but I would definitely want to see more. So how do you feel like fashion wise? Like what's your fashion like stance and how do you feel about fashion for plus size women?
I feel like fashion has come like a long way. I feel like there's like a decent amount of stores. I mean, there could always be more, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
they've gotten better about getting like trendy pieces and all that kind of stuff.
Definitely. Did you see the BuzzFeed article where there was like two fat women that work for BuzzFeed, and they took the clothes as modeled by the plus size model, and then they actually like showed them on fat bodies. Did you see that?
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I'm like, well, it's true. Like they showed in the model like so different than it's gonna look on like
Definitely.
regular people. I'm like, well, that's true.
It's definitely true. I think that how does that make you feel seeing like these people who are plus size, but they're just like they're they're super proportionate, like what bodies are supposed to be shaped like, or they're very thin. How does that make you feel? Does that make you want to not shop at these locations? I know like ModCloth is starting to have more varying sizes, legitimately large women modeling their clothes and stuff like that. So how does that
Yeah,
make you
it's
feel?
it's kind of frustrating because like I'd like to see what the clothes would look like on me, especially as most plus size clothing stores are online. So it's like there's not a lot of stores that you can like go in and try the stuff on and everything. You want to see what they're gonna look like on you. If they had different bodies. And this frustrated me. This is something that recently happened. I remember Wet Seal Plus used to have a couple like bigger models that had like some rolls and stuff like that, some normal body things, and then now they're gone and they put people that were like size 8. So I'm like, you don't even sell a size 8 in your plus size. What are you doing? like they
That's
like
crazy.
yeah, and they changed all the models to like super small models, and I was like, what's going on? Like, so I don't know. A lot of stores are doing that though. Like,
That's really interesting.
it'd be nice if they'd have like different. And I'm not talking about all like just larger fat people, but like if they just had different kinds of fat people, different shapes.
What are your favorite places to shop online?
For one of my favorite places to shop online is like Forever 21, and the only things I really buy there is like shirts and stuff because they don't have their jeans only go up to like a 20, I think,
Mhm.
and some a 22. But for jeans, probably Torrid, even though they're so expensive. Like, but I only buy them because like pretty much like those are the only jeans that like fit me that much. So I'm like, well, and they last a long time too. So I'm like, okay, well I'll buy these and then like deal with that because but they're expensive. Like I'd like to see more inexpensive, especially when it comes to jeans, because I think jeans is like one of the hardest things to find as like a fat person, especially like a larger fat person. But I really like Forever 21, Torrid. ModCloth has really cute stuff. I haven't ordered from them. They're kind of expensive, so like I haven't really ordered a lot from them.
They're very expensive, yeah. I want to order from them, but I can't afford it.
Neither.
So I guess I'm gonna ask some like hot topics that I see online and just see how you feel about them specifically. So the first thing that I wanted to ask about is shapewear. I know that some people are like anti-shapewear, like your body is what your body is. Don't try to hide it or change its shape. But then other people are like, wear what you want to wear. So how do you feel about like shapewear and things like that?
I mean, in a way, I feel like somewhat like in a way the existence of it's kind of slightly problematic, but I also think that like people should be able to wear what they want. Like I'm kind of on the fence cuz I mean there's so many messages always telling us like slim your body, hide your body like and stuff all the time. So I'm like shapewear in a way like just its general like creational purpose like is kind of anti-fat in a way. But then again I'm like, people should be able to wear what they want. Like, if it makes you feel more comfortable, then wear it. But so I'm a little on the fence about it.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. I am a little on the fence as well. Like, I want to wear it because it makes me look smooth, but I can also understand how it can be problematic, and how people can be bothered by it. So the next topic, and this one isn't as current, at least not in my experience, but Meghan Trainor. Like, how do you feel about her music?
Um, in, Again, I'm a little on the fence. I mean, I'm glad to see like someone that is like openly body positive and stuff like that making like music and stuff. But I feel like some of her messages in her songs aren't the best messages in the world. So I mean, I'm glad to see like someone out there like doing that, but then again, at the same time, some of her messages are not good. So I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, well, you specifically said you're happy to see somebody out there who is body positive. And being body positive doesn't go just one way. So do you think that the way she kind of, like, I don't think that she's technically like bashing thin people, but how, she refers to them as like skinny bitches and things like that, is that something that you have a problem with? Or do you, think that, and not that it's something that it's deserved, but it's not something to be offended about, since they obviously have the privilege when it comes to like body acceptance and things like that.
I mean, really, it's not. I mean, it's in a way, it's kind of messed up, and I can see how people would be upset by that. But then again, in a way, I feel like, I mean, I feel like there's way less messages bashing thin people than there is bashing bigger people. So in a way, I'm like, well, I mean, you're gonna hear that from her song, but then you're gonna look everywhere else and you're gonna hear the opposite. So I mean, I'm not too bothered about it, but then again, I kind of am because I'm not about bashing like any kind of body type. So that's why I'm like, so I'm a little bit on the fence about it, but I do think it's a little bit messed up to like just bash anybody's body.
Definitely. How do you feel about people like Pink or Lady Gaga who are nowhere near fat? They're not fat at all, but in like society's eye, they're constantly being bashed for being fat and things like that. And they've both spoken out like positively, and been like, "This is my body. I'm okay with it. There's nothing wrong with being fat." Do you think that that is beneficial to like the like body acceptance, fat positive movement? Do you think it doesn't have any weight because they're obviously not fat? Like, or is that even something that you've thought about in relation to like body acceptance and things like that?
I think it could be important to fat acceptance and like body positivity and all that. I think it could be like beneficial because they're like mainstream people. You never really hear like mainstream celebrities and stuff like that talk about any of this kind of stuff. Like they usually like a lot of like you just usually don't hear it and stuff. So I feel like them talking about it could make more people like, because not everyone's gonna find, you know what I'm saying, the fat acceptance, body acceptance people online. Not everyone's gonna find those. You'll see like kids, they're watching E News, they hear Pink say that, they're like, oh well, that's good, She said like being fat's not bad, so I'm like, oh well, maybe I'm not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll hear that from a mainstream person, and more people will hear it. Is what I feel like. More people will hear the message.
I definitely agree. So I guess I can't really think of anything else like mainstream. Is there anything mainstream, like any like hot button, fat positive things going around that you want to comment on? Anything that you've been seeing online, uh, either fat positive or fat negative that you want to address or anything like that?
Something that I've been seeing is the a lot is the I'm No Angel
I've
campaign.
not heard of that at all. So
You haven't? Oh,
no.
it's on all over Instagram. Lane Bryant Cacique, I'm No Angel. It's basically they're doing something. It has to do with Victoria's Secret, like they're saying, well, I'm no angel, I'm no Victoria's
Okay.
Secret angel, kind of like that. And I mean, I don't really have any feelings about that, but like I kind of feel like it could be good, but a lot of people are saying that a lot of people are feeling like it's bashing Victoria's Secret. I don't feel like that at all. I feel like they're just saying, we don't look like these people. That's fine, is what I feel like they're saying.
Like Victoria's Secret caters to one body type. So to say I'm no angel is just to say I'm not that body type. I don't really see, like, I haven't seen the campaign at all, so I don't know. Like, this is the first I'm hearing about it. I'll have to Google it. But I like just from like hearing you talk about it, it doesn't seem like it would be bashing them. Just showing a different facet of like or different body size option and whatnot. So it doesn't sound like a problem to me.
Me either. I was like, but I don't know. I mean, something else I guess that I've been thinking about a lot is like Target's new plus size line and that kind of stuff. Like, and a lot of people. I feel like this is going to be controversial, but I feel like a lot of people that are saying good things about it are people that are kind of getting it sent to them, getting paid to do it or something. Because all the people that just buy it are saying it's terrible. And it's like not very good, is what the people that are just going and looking at it are saying. And
I definitely don't think that that's controversial. You didn't call it anybody specifically or anything like that, but I definitely agree. I think that it is like detrimental to us to have somebody just say something good because they were given it for free. If they genuinely like it, that's different, and there's obviously no way to know whether they genuinely like it or not. But I think that it's definitely not doing anybody any favors to lie about whether you like something or not just because it was given to you for free.
yeah, I agree. I wasn't really impressed with it at all. I feel like they could have done better, is what I feel like. And
Is that your opinion just from seeing it, or have you purchased some of it?
I went in there and I like tried stuff on and everything. I mean, I feel like first off, I feel like it runs small, and like especially the jeans and stuff. Like I was trying on a lot of the stuff, and I feel like it's not much different from what they've done in the past. It's not that much better to me, in my opinion. Like, and I didn't think there was anything like that I just wanted to buy that I saw that I was like, oh, this is amazing. I just want to buy this. Like, nothing really. And the section was like this small, so I'm like, um,
So, is there anything, like, before we end this, do you have any tips for other, I know that specifically you talked about, like, people who might not have the options to reach out, Tumblr and stuff, where we saw, fat acceptance and started our journey. If somebody, say they didn't have Tumblr, like, do you have any tips for anybody to, like, begin their self-love, self-acceptance, body love journey or anything like that?
I would say as much as you can, try to and I do this a lot because I feel like it's better for your mental health anyway to just stay away from this kind of stuff. Try to stay away from try not to be in too much into mainstream magazines and like TV and stuff, because I feel like a lot of that I feel like too much of that can be negative towards your like self-esteem and stuff, because a lot of the messages they put in there like aren't the best. So I feel like as much as you can, I know like a lot of people like that kind of stuff. I mean, like try to like cut back on it a little bit. It would help a lot, like when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I definitely agree, at least. So is there anything else that you want to discuss before we end this interview?
Um, Not really. I can't like think of anything like off the top of my head.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for participating. Did you want to share your Tumblr with the people, so the people that may watch this?
Yeah.
Or, all right. So, what is your Tumblr?
It's angryfatandbabely dot in is what it is.
Awesome. Well, I'll add that. If I can get it like on the screen, I'll add it, but we'll also have it on in the description and on our Tumblr and whatnot when we post it. Well, if there's not anything else that you want to discuss before we end, thank you so much for participating. You seem really awesome, and your eyebrows are great, so they look awesome today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video, follow us on Tumblr and Twitter. We're also working on getting our Instagram more flowing. We have our Fat Experience hashtag Fat Experiences, so you can share your different fat experiences with us. But thank you again for watching and have a great day. Bye.